You still remember the exact moment you wish you could erase, not the whole day. Just that second, that pause, that look, the thing you said or didn't say. And even now, in the quiet, it's playing again. You're not choosing to go back there. It just happens. Like your mind quietly opens a door you never asked for. You're listening to this alone, probably late. The word finally quiet enough for your thoughts to get loud. And part of you already knows where tonight is going. Back to the past. Not because you miss it, but because your mind won't let it stay where it belongs. It's strange how something that's over can still feel unfinished. Like a sentence that never got a period. You replay conversations you can recite by heart. You hear your own voice in your head. You hear theirs too. Clearer than real life. You imagine what you should have said, what you could still say, what they might say back. Sometimes you even feel a flicker of relief. Like maybe this time, if you think it through one more time, it will finally settle. But it never does. So you loop. You tell yourself you're just trying to understand, trying to make sense of it, trying to protect yourself from ever feeling that way again. But the truth feels heavier. It's not understanding you're chasing, it's control. Control over something that already slipped through your hands. Your mind keeps reaching backward, not because it loves the past, but because the future feels too uncertain to look at directly. The past is familiar. Painful, yes, but familiar pain has edges you recognize. The future doesn't. So your thoughts do something sneaky. They dress themselves up as reflection, as analysis, as responsibility. But underneath, there's fear. Fear that if you stop replaying, you'll miss something important. Fear that if you let it go, it means it didn't matter. Fear that if you move forward, you'll repeat the same mistake. So you stay mentally parked behind you, not living there, just hovering. You remember how it felt in your body, the tight chest, the heat in your face, the sinking feeling afterward. Your body remembers faster than your mind wants to admit. And late at night, when there's nothing distracting you, the memories get louder. You turn them over like stones, looking for a different shape, a hidden meaning. Sometimes you judge yourself harshly. Why did you act that way? Why didn't you notice sooner? Why are you still thinking about this? Other times you defend yourself, you explain, you justify. You rewrite the story so it hurts a little less. Neither side wins, because the past doesn't respond. It just sits there, silent, unchanged. And that's what makes it so exhausting. Your mind keeps knocking on a door that no longer opens. There's a quiet grief in that, not dramatic, not obvious. Just a low, constant ache. You're agreeing the version of you that didn't know better yet. The moment before things shifted, the outcome you hoped for but never got. And no one really talks about how heavy that kind of grief feels. Because on the outside, you're fine. You function. You smile. You show up. But inside, part of you is still standing in an old room, replaying echoes. Sometimes you wonder if something is wrong with you, why you can't just move on, why others seem to let things roll off them. But this isn't about weakness. It's about how deeply you feel responsibility, how seriously you take meaning. Your mind doesn't skim the surface of experiences, it dives. And once it's down there, it doesn't always know how to come back up. You think about how one different choice might have changed everything, a different tone, a different timing, a different version of you. You imagine alternate timelines, parallel lives where things went better, where you're lighter, where this memory doesn't follow you into quiet rooms. And for a moment, that imagining feels almost comforting, until it reminds you of what you don't have. Then the ache returns. It's subtle hack. The past steals your present, not all at once, just a little attention here, a little energy there. You're in a conversation now, but part of you is somewhere else. You're doing something ordinary, but your mind is arguing with someone who isn't here. You're tired in a way sleep doesn't fix, because it's not your body that's exhausted. It's the constant mental reaching backward. And maybe the hardest part is this. You don't fully trust the present moment. It feels too fragile, too temporary. So your mind clings to what already happened, even if it hurt, because at least it's solid, at least it's known, you can't change it. But you can think about it and thinking feels like doing something. Even when it keeps you stuck, there are nights when you promise yourself you won't go there again. That tonight will be different. And then one small thought slips in, just one. And suddenly you're back, your chest tightens, your breathing changes. You stare at the ceiling, wide awake, while hours quietly pass. You wonder if the past thinks about you the way you think about it. It doesn't. And that realization hurts more than the memory itself, because it means you're carrying something alone, no resolution, no response, no closure scene where everything makes sense. Just you holding a story that ended without asking if you were ready. Sometimes you're not even sad about it anymore. Just heavy. Like you've been carrying a bag for so long, you forgot what it feels like to set it down, and part of you worries, if you stop holding it, who are you without it? Because the past has quietly shaped how you see yourself. Your caution, your sensitivity, your constant scanning for what could go wrong. It feels safer to stay alert, to stay prepared, to never be caught off guard again. But that alertness has a cost. It keeps your nervous system whispering even when nothing is happening. It keeps your mind busy when your heart just wants rest. And you don't talk about this with most people. You don't want to sound dramatic, or stuck, or like you're living in something that already ended. So you carry it quietly at night, in between tasks, in the small pauses of your day. And maybe listening to this, there's a soft recognition settling in that this isn't really about the past itself. It's about how deeply you wanted things to be okay, how much you cared, how much you hoped, and how the mind keeps circling back, not to punish you, but to protect that hope from being wasted. There's something tender in that, something human. You're not broken for remembering. You're not weak for replaying. You're someone who feels the weight of moments long after they pass. And maybe tonight, just for a breath, you don't need to solve it. You don't need to fix the memory or make peace with it or understand it fully. You can let it exist without interrogating it. Let it be part of you without being all of you. The past doesn't need to disappear for you to move forward. It just doesn't need to sit in the driver's seat anymore. And maybe the quiet realization is this. You can carry your history without living inside it. You can remember without returning. And even now in this moment with nothing to prove and nowhere to go, you're allowed to rest here. Just here. Not back there.